Hey guys, today we're going to be reacting to Elite Cameraman's analysis on Skibidi Toilet episode 70 part 3. So, yeah, I've been seeing the theory saying that Dafuk was the one who killed Plunger. I don't think so because, his legs could have flew off. His legs could have been blown off when he was shot by the scientist laser. So I honestly don't think Boom killed Plunger at all. But if he did, then he's an enemy, but I don't think Boom did anything. Because number one, we literally saw him get shot at with the laser. And number two, he was already crawling over to Dark Speaker before Dafuk even talked to him. So I think his legs were already missing by then. So I honestly don't think Dafuk did anything. So, yeah. The only reason why people thought Dafuk killed Plunger, or the secret agent, whatever you want to call him, when it's really different, is that he said that you will not win this fight, Plunger. So that's the only reason why people think he killed him. But once again, I don't think he killed him. And like I said in my reaction video, I hope that the next episode we get the POV from, the large cameraman or from another cameraman, and we get to see more of the base. But that's probably not going to happen since, well, the only reason why, I'm pretty sure, the only reason why the large cameraman and everybody went in was was to kill the scientist, and now that he's dead, they're probably not going to stick around anymore. So, yeah. So the next episode will probably just take place at a random location. So, yeah. With a different squad of cameraman.
Hello, everyone. Elite Cameraman here. We really just witnessed the craziest...
Oh, yeah, and if you guys didn't know, the egg toilet is right there. You can kind of see it right there. But yeah, that's a reference.
Skibidi Toilet episode ever.
Steak and egg.
I literally was in shock for 15 minutes after watching two of many people's favorite characters die, and with that, the whole bunker squad has been killed other than Lucky Cameraman.
Yeah, it was actually kind of sad seeing Dark Speaker Man and Plunger die, because Dark Speaker and Plunger was like one of my favorite characters. And I say one of my because I also like TV Woman. No offense, Elite, but I like her. Not in that way. She's one of my favorite characters, but I don't like her that way, because who would? I also like Speaker Woman, and I don't really like Camera Woman. I don't know why.
Who snuck in, and we'll have to talk about him later in the video, but with how much that was...
And a large TV is also one of my favorite characters.
Revealed in today's episode, and how much stuff that's been teased, I don't even know where to start. The fact that the duo we all loved and adored died is crazy. But hopefully they'll at least become legends in the Alliance and many new heroes will be. Also, let's not forget that Dafuk mentioned that episodes after 70 will be coming out much faster in an announcement about a month ago, which means we'll probably start seeing more episodes unlike the last few months. Waiting 1 or 2 weeks for each episode, still waiting for this episode was 100% worth it because it was a whole 6 minutes of...
Yeah, this episode was pretty worth it. I would say it's the best episode of the series so far. If you compare all of the episodes to this one, I would say this one is the most intense, especially with that one scene with Dafuk and all of that. So, yeah. And some people think that those two cameramen are ghosts. I don't think those are ghosts. If they're the twins from 69, I still don't think they're the ghost. I think Dafuk just used his powers to resurrect them or something like that. And since they're under his control, obviously from the green light, the same light that he has, they can also turn invisible. So, yeah. Which would explain how they just appeared out of nowhere.
Pure craziness. This episode probably will stay as the longest episode of Skibidi Toilet for a long while if Boom wants to make episodes faster, before we get into the analysis itself.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like short episodes. because it barely has anything in it. Like, I didn't really like 69, like the final part of 69, because that was short as hell. So if it's like, if 71 is anything like that, then well, that's gonna be one of my least favorite episodes. But, yeah.
Make sure to like this video and subscribe to pay your respects to our two heroes, Dark Speaker Man.
Sacramento works for all of California, but who's working
Barely
for
even
us?
started the video and already have an ad.
Pay your
That's
respects
crazy.
to our two heroes, Dark Speaker Man and our beloved plunger cameraman. Anyways, here we go. This episode starts with the ending of episode 70, part 2, and there is actually a very small change compared to the ending of
Hold on, so
episode
let me count. So it took like, so Plunger died in episode 59, so 68, 69, 60, 61, 62, 63. So he came back 6 episodes later, and if the same thing happens with Dark Speaker, then he should be back in like, so episode 70, episode 71, episode 72, episode 73, episode 74, episode 75. So he should be back in episode 76 if it goes the same way how it did with Plunger. But I don't think it's gonna go the same way how it did with Plunger, since, well, since Dark Speaker Man's not just a normal agent. So yeah. But speaking of Plunger, I don't think Plunger's coming back at all, because the leak did spell out this is the end for someone, and I hope he's not talking about both Plunger and Dark Speaker, because I really want Dark Speaker to come back in the future with a insane upgrade. So hopefully they do manage to save him and he gets upgrades in the future. So yeah, but I don't think Plunger's coming back at all. Like, I think this is the end for Plunger forever. If so, then, well, yeah. But he's just gone forever, because I don't see him coming back for the 3rd time or 2nd time. So, yeah.
70 part 2, which is actually a new Easter egg that Boom put in, and it's literally an egg. For some context, there is a YouTuber called Steak, and a week ago I made a video about one of the troll leaks, and here is what I said. Actually had his fair share of encounters with Dafuk Boom also, but the last one really did not end up well for him because he made a live streamed titled "Shaving My Eyebrows If Dafuk Boom Joins." And yeah, you can see how that ended up. Before this, he also shaved his head in one of the live streams, and people started calling him Egg instead of Steak.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to talk about this. So you guys know how all 3 heads of the Alliance for each race of the Alliance is on the desk the Fuke sitting at? Well, there's also a computer head, and at first I thought it was just a computer that he uses, which is still possible, but I think it's most likely the Fuke teasing the computer race. If so, then this might be the last race we see get introduced, since there's no other head there. But who knows? There could be like so many races out there we haven't seen yet. But I feel like the computer race is gonna get introduced like maybe after Titan TV main monitor gets broken, because one of his TVs already like did somehow break. So it's only a matter of time until his main monitor gets like destroyed as well. So yeah.
Which made Dafuk.
I mean, I think if Titan TV gets so damaged to the point where he can't even fight or something like that, or his main monitor breaks, it's most likely going to be in episode 77. And then the computer race will either be introduced in the same episode or in episode 78 or 79.
Boom making the egg toilet
Or
cannon.
80.
Even though this leak is most likely a troll leak, you never know, because if you look at the background, it's actually the same background as the leak on the merch store, which might actually mean
Yeah,
that
but this
the egg
means
toilet
that
is in
the egg
episode
toilet
70
is
part
officially
2.
canon,
After all
since he
this, as you
added it
guys
in
saw,
there.
Boom made a troll leak about his bald head and face, making an egg toilet meme. But something happened 2 days ago, and on Creekcraft's stream, he said that he'd let Steak stream on his channel once if episode 70 part 3 had the egg toilet in it, and to our surprise, Boom actually put the egg toilet right at the start
Yep,
of the
it's
episode
canon.
on the right side, making it canon in the Skibidi universe. I mean, that egg toilet might solo the whole Skibidi verse one day, but anyways, after the
No, it's there's no way the egg toilet is ever gonna be actually play a role in the series. We might see it hiding around sometime, just how we do with Boom, time to time in different episodes, just being there as an Easter egg. But it might I don't think it's gonna play a role, because why would an egg toilet that's a little that doesn't have any consciousness whatsoever have a role? So yeah, but I can see it being an Easter egg in a couple episodes.
this, we see the bunker duo fly towards the end of the hallway, and suddenly the door starts opening, but right at the same time, the plunger cameraman's camera starts glitching out once again, just like when it happened in episode 68 part 2, when he was looking at the factory. I think we can safely say that the transmission error and the recording error shows up every time the secret agent is present, so that his presence doesn't get recorded. This also might mean that all the times any cameraman looked at the secret agent before episode 68 part 2 also should have had the same message, but we just didn't see it since Boom didn't put it while editing back then. Also, this time it was a lot different since plunger cameraman actually heard the secret agent talking. First, while the door was opening and the big laser toilet is coming out. We hear him say, "It's fine, get out." But that's not all, since plunger cameraman actually becomes invisible while this is happening, which is...
Oh yeah, I tried listening it to, again a couple times off camera, and I heard something about him saying, my little pet will kill you. So yeah,
crazy, because this was actually one of secret agent's
and
abilities.
I'm assuming he's talking about Plunger, or maybe both Dark Speaker and Plunger, or maybe the entire alliance.
And this means that he can use this ability on others as well. But that's still not all, since when plunger cameraman realizes he is invisible, he looks behind to see the Dark Speaker man being invisible as well. But once again, that's not all. We suddenly see a cameraman hiding behind the wall with a green flashlight, just like the green of the secret agent, and he suddenly becomes invisible right in front of us. And he probably was the one that made us invisible. This goes deeper because, do you guys remember the ghost cameraman we saw at the end of episode 70 part 1? I guess the two ghost cameramen we saw were the secret agent's special cameramen. I don't know if they are a special breed of cameraman or if he has agents in other races as well. But this...
Well, I don't think there's a ghost. I think this is just Boom with, his own cameraman or something like that. Well, here's a theory that I have. Maybe Boom actually got the, actually figured out how to make a cameraman, or got their technology and made one of his own. And in this scene right here, they were spying on them, watching them, instead of Boom doing it himself.
Was a crazy reveal. While this is going on, we actually hear a couple more lines from the secret agent while the bunker duo is walking inside the scientist toilet's room, and plunger cameraman actually sees the secret agent talking to the scientist toilet at the last second, which will be important for us later in the analysis, so don't forget about it. Now let's talk about what the secret agent said to the scientist toilet. His first line was, "It is fine, get out." And after a couple seconds he says, "You are not needed," to the scientist toilet. And right after scientist toilet yaps and secret agent tells him, "You want to escape? My little pawn will kill you." And after this, he also says, "Guess I can't be trusted, goodbye," to scientist toilet, and he leaves the FaceTime with scientist toilet just like how I leave my FaceTime with TV woman, looking all rizzy. Anyways, here you go. Listen to all he said carefully.
Yeah, I think obviously somebody else will eventually die in the series, but whenever the next person dies, I don't think we'll see somebody else die for a while, but whenever that happens again, it'll most likely be TV Woman. Because by then we'll probably be in episode 90 something or 80 something, if the series is still going by then.
In these voice lines, when Secret Agent says, "You want to escape, my little pawn will kill you," most likely refers to the fact that Scientist Toilet had an escape plan, and we saw him try and escape later in the episode, and in this example, his little pawn is most likely Plunger Cameraman, since he literally has been using him as a pawn with some outside influence, leading him all the way here. Only thing I don't understand is the "I can't be trusted" line, because why would the Secret Agent say that to the Scientist Toilet? I have no idea. Also, we have the problem of the Secret Agent working with the toilets, but until now, we all thought he was working with the cameraman because of the way he gave Lucky Cameraman information, but it turns out that Lucky Cameraman actually was an insider, and he was on Secret Agent's side. Maybe after episode 65, he was hired or captured by the Secret Agent to change sides, because it sounds like the Secret Agent isn't necessarily helping one side, but instead he is his own side in this war. We'll talk more about this later in the video when I'm talking about the part where he is talking to Plunger Cameraman, so make sure to watch the video until the end so that you don't miss any of it. After all this, we see that the error messages are gone, and Scientist Toilet turns to us, and since the bunker duo is now visible again, the laser toilet that just went by them starts coming back instantly, but Plunger Cameraman closes the door right at the last second before he gets shot by the lasers and dodges it instantly. This leads to Scientist doing the rock vine boom, emote being shocked that Plunger Cameraman has a remote that can close and open doors. But he just goes back to normal and clicks some buttons to enable the laser guns inside his room to kill off the bunker duo. Plunger Cameraman is fast enough to hack the first one in time, but he doesn't see the second one until he gets shot by the laser. He instantly hacks that one too after getting shot. And Plunger Cameraman also sees the Scientist Toilet trying to leave the room from the back door, but he also hacks that and closes the door. Seeing this, Scientist Toilet is a little shaken and tries to use his teleport powers while saluting Plunger Cameraman, but Plunger Cameraman hacks that as well, and I'ma be honest, at this point they are already violating the Baldy, giving him no respect. This makes him actually go mad and pull out his own laser gun, but Plunger Cameraman dodges it. And while he is distracted with Plunger Cameraman, Dark Speaker Man suddenly throws his spear on Scientist Toilet's head and jumps on him. But I guess this old fella's reflexes are better than Joe Biden because he blocks Dark Speaker Man. And just like that wasn't enough, blood turned to Plunger Cameraman, who was about to attack him in light speed to knock him back, and literally split Dark Speaker Man in half in front of Plunger Cameraman. This was the moment I realized this episode wasn't gonna end well. After Scientist throws Dark Speakerman's broken body, Plunger Cameraman jumps on him one more time, but Scientist Toilet stops him once again. Thankfully for the bunker duo, Dark Speakerman unexpectedly strikes again with his jetpacks, even though half his body is gone, showing how durable he is. He literally breaks Scientist Toilet's glasses, and this leads to Plunger Cameraman stabbing Scientist Toilet in the eye with his spiky plunger. This makes him even more mad, and blood shoots Plunger Cameraman with his laser while he is right next to him. Plunger Cameraman blocks the attack last second with his gun to take less damage. This knocks off Plunger Cameraman, and we witness one of the saddest moments of the series seconds later because the Scientist Toilet grins for a second right before shooting his laser onto the defenseless Dark Speaker Man who was flipping him off in his last moments. It also looks like Scientist Toilet stole the remote control from Plunger Cameraman because we see the remote in his hands and he unhacks himself with an evil smile on his face and tries to teleport again. But this doesn't end well for him. For the first time ever, we see Large TV Man's second ability, where he uses the black TV beam and actually vacuums the teleport ability out of Scientist Toilet, which is crazy. That's not all, because we can see that his 4 arms have been changed from TV monitors to speakers, which probably adds on to his powers, making him like a mini version of Cinema Man. Here we can also hear him say something in reverse, and he says, "My technology." Here you go, listen to it yourself. After Scientist teleportation is interrupted, he decides to use the laser on Large TV Man, but he is not really affected and actually uses his bright white TV beam to knock back Scientist Toilet, and not gonna lie, I was surprised by this beam's powers. Large TV Man is crazy powerful when you think about it. After the Scientist is pushed back, they try to use the stun guns on him, but they don't seem to work. and Scientist Toilet presses some buttons to open the hatch under him and jump down instantly. This leads the squad on the left to go back, while Large TV Man says, "Fall back now," in reverse. Here you go, listen to it yourself. And I'm glad
I just found an app that can get you in a plus in any class. Just upload your assignment.
And I'm glad they backed up, because Blood came out with an upgraded G-Man toilet base from the hatch with crazy powerful lasers and shot the...
Yeah, I wonder how, like, I think Big TV should have taken more damage from that, unless it didn't, like, fully hit him. Like, it's either he was teleporting them, and while he was doing it, like, it hit him a little bit, or they were still getting out of the way, and he pushed them out of the way, and he got hit a little bit, or damaged. But still, it still should have done more damage. I mean, it did, like, do pretty, like, he did take, pretty much damage, because his main TV is broken. So, yeah. But as long as he has the rest of his TVs, he should be able to fight, I think. So, yeah.
Freaking door, even though it was closed. I think this was where he really went cuckoo and started acting actually crazy. And oh my God, literally a second later, our saviors, our beautiful, beloved heroes, show up from the back door.
Oh yeah, and I would say this is our first time actually seeing one of the TV, like somebody from the TV race other than TV Woman, like one of the TV men actually, like, fighting bravely. Because TV Woman does fight bravely. Like, before this episode, she was literally the only member of the TV race who actually risked her life and all of that. But seeing Large TV Man, like, come into the base with them, risking his life, and getting injured, like, almost dying, and getting his main monitor broken, just to help them fight, like, that's also pretty brave. So this is the first time we actually see a TV man, like, be brave and all of that. Because usually they just retreat, except for TV Woman. So, yeah. So I'm glad to see another member of the TV race actually, like, fighting along the cameraman, like, actually, like, sticking around and all that.
The female trio arrives with their new upgrades and jump on the back of the Scientist Toilet, and the large cameraman starts distracting the Scientist Toilet. While they are spinning, we can act...
Oh, yeah, if you guys are wondering if this cameraman's dead, he's not, and I can confirm that because, number one, you can see him land, and the decoy was about to shoot him to finish him off, until the woman started stabbing him and all of that. So, yeah, he is still alive.
Actually see the female trio cutting a hole behind the Scientist Toilet's mechanic body to reach the main...
But I think he is, like, probably injured. Like, probably missing a limb or something like that.
Body. Since now they know it was a fake body,
like, hopefully he didn't get too injured to the point, like, where he dies.
Manages to kill the large cameraman and stops to laugh for a second. But before I continue, we need to talk about Scientist Toilet's eyes here, because we can see that his glasses were broken, and his eyes are clearly red here. Does this mean that the bodies that have red eyes are actually mechanical bodies? This seems very possible, but at the same time, not because we know that the Scientist Toilet didn't have a red eye on his old mechanical body at first, but he got it afterwards, which is weird, so if you guys have any theories about it, let me know. After he stops for a second, we can literally see his reaction, and if I'm honest, his reaction looked like someone put something up his butt. Suddenly he starts screaming and crashing everywhere before his main body gets out of the back, with my beloved TV Woman using her beam, Speaker Woman butchering his head with her katanas, and Camera Woman shooting him non-stop. This leads to him throwing each female agent off to the ground, but how dare he touch my TV Woman before I could touch her? This is unacceptable. And a few moments after he gets what he deserves, after throwing everyone off to the ground, while he is literally shaking. Plunger cameraman turns to his left for a second, and we actually see the faces of the female trio from the leaks we got 2 days ago. We can clearly say that all three of them are worried, but Scientist Toilet presses some more buttons to open the hatch up top to try and escape. But the violation on the Baldy doesn't stop here, because the second the hatch opens up, we see the three Titans that have been waiting for this moment for so long, and they literally pass on.
Well, here's how I think, like, this TV right here, like, was broken. So it's either that after part 1, Boom just decided to like say, oh, it broke because the sword stabbed through his arm, and he changed it after that. Or, like, they got into another fight with toilets, and one of them, like, shot a spear out at that TV, or something like that, or he managed to stab it, and he most likely killed it, so, yeah.
The Scientist Toilet as if he is a toy. First Titan camera.
But we barely even got him back, and he already got his core shot at, which didn't really do much. Stabbed through the arm by his own weapon, and now he has a broken TV. So, yeah.
And uses his core flames to burns him to a crisp.
So I hope he does, like, go back to the TV base and, like, he's, like, takes a little break for a few episodes, and then he comes back with, like, a new TV and a shield. So, yeah.
Making him a chicken nugget. After this, he gives it to Titan TV Man, who crushes the burning nugget head with the Roblox Man face on, and he also tosses the Scientist to Titan Speaker Man. And this was the moment we all been waiting for, because Titan Speaker Man first waits until Scientist Toilet stops scream and uses his speakers right next to his face, but that's not all.
Yeah, why do I feel like he didn't want to do it? Like, he was looking at him for, like, a few seconds, but then he literally, like, slams him multiple times.
I don't know what got inside him, but blood turned into a demon for a second, and he started
Like,
smashing
it felt like there was a little bit of hesitation in there, but he was like, you know what, fuck this. Like, because he, like, remembered all the times, like, they made him kill his own race. So,
his toilet for 10 seconds straight, getting faster each smash, and the other Titans just watched with awe. But before we continue, did you guys notice that upgraded Titan TV Man's left shoulder monitor?
Sacramento works for all of California, but who's working for us?
But before we continue, did you guys notice that upgraded Titan TV Man's left shoulder monitor has been broken? We didn't see when or why this happened, but they clearly had some fights before arriving at the top of the bunker, and we'll probably never know what happened. After this, they throw the Scientist's body onto the ground, and there is literally nothing left of his face, but sadly for us, even though we won the battle, it really wasn't a good ending. We see the large TV man teleport in front of us, but weirdly, he is also damaged a lot. And it looks like his crew who was on...
I mean, I don't think he got hit by the lasers this decoy was shooting, because if so, then it would have been way more than just a hole in the monitor. And...
I'm not drinking soda. You get that one. So how, were you surprised when I brought soda out? Ask the question.
Give me it.
You surprised when I brought soda out? Answer the
Yes,
question.
no, give me it.
Huh?
Yes, no, give me it. Fine. Man, how rude coming in while I'm recording. Anyways, I'm pretty sure if he got hit by the laser, it would have been way more than just a hole in the monitor. And, well, a few missing, tentacles and this. So, I think something else might have happened. But the only thing that makes sense is the laser's getting shot at, but who knows, maybe he got attacked by another toilet, but I doubt it.
The left side has been completely wiped up other than him and two cameramen on his shoulder.
He says just a scratch when he knows it's not just a scratch. Like, he's trying to play it off and all of that like it isn't a big deal.
But what happened? He is missing two speakers, and one of them is burning alongside the damages on his body.
But since his other monitors wasn't out, they probably weren't damaged. Or maybe they were, who knows. But if not, then at least he has, like, his 5 other monitors. So, yeah.
and his actual monitor being broken with something sticking out of it. And he says, just a scratch in reverse to Plunger Cameraman. Here you go, listen to it yourself before we move on to the saddest scene in the series.
Oh, I didn't even notice he also has like a knife in his screen. I didn't even notice that. So, how would he get a knife in there? Like, yeah, he definitely got attacked by another toilet. Because there was no knives when we saw it, so he definitely got attacked by another toilet.
After this plunger...
But if he, this toilet, got some hits on them, though. Like, he managed to stab his main monitor, and will go off his tentacles and stab him here.
Cameraman crawls next to Dark Speaker Man, who is having his last seconds,
But
and
it looks like he teleported away before it could kill him.
stabs him for one last time before his body completely shutdowns, giving us the saddest moments in the entire history of Skibidi Toilet. He really was a good fellow and only tried to look
I mean, I wouldn't say this is the saddest scene, but it's one of the saddest scenes.
out for his best friend, but they weren't really in the best terms the last couple hours of their friendship. Make sure to like and subscribe to pay your respects to our hero. We can even see my beloved TV woman doing a cry emoji while looking at Dark
I mean, the next time we see him, he's gonna have insane upgrades, I know it. And probably the same thing with Large TV Man. He's definitely gonna have some upgrades.
Speaker Man. Don't worry, TV woman, I'll comfort you anytime you want. Literally seconds later, the sadness of the episode disappears because of a sudden glitch in Plunger Cameraman's camera, and he starts seeing the lucky cameraman who we thought died last episode far back. He zooms in to see if it's actually him, and it looks like the lucky cameraman is actually sad about what's happening, and he decides to walk away. He most likely knows what's going to happen next, and I don't think he wants to see it. Even though he is no on the side of the secret agent, I think we can safely assume that he cared about all of these agents and can't bear to watch it. The next seconds confirm the ghost cameramans once again because two random ghost cameramen appear.
I mean, these are not really ghosts, but okay. Like I said, I think they can just turn invisible, and the Fook somehow, rebuilt them or something like that. I don't know.
Out of thin air, and they shake hands weirdly, as if it's their first time meeting. Maybe Secret Agent doesn't let any of his cameramen meet each other, then special circumstances. It also looks like they have green suits under their coats, which makes sense with the same pattern on their ties. But it doesn't end here because their flashes suddenly start becoming bright green, and we witness the craziest moment in Skibidi. Let's go. Witness the craziest moment in Skibidi toilet lore after Plunger Cameraman gets flashbanged. Suddenly, we find ourselves in a room with the secret agent, and there is a lot to talk about before we move on to what he said, which was crazy important for the series' future. If you look carefully, we can actually see three things on the right side, and
Wait, I just noticed the TV screen was glowing, and he was looking at it. So it looks like he was watching something. Maybe he was watching us through. Maybe he was watching us through one of the cameraman's POV. One of the cameraman he has control of.
it's the heads of three agents.
Probably
One
either Lucky or the other two.
cameraman, one speaker man, and one TV man. I don't know if he has these as souvenirs or something else, but it's awfully weird that he has these. Maybe he has been collecting
So you're not gonna talk about the computer head? Okay.
parts after battles happen, but I don't even know after this episode. Also, it looks like his folder is colored green, just like everything else he has. But the real question here that people have been asking is the computer on the left. Many people are speculating that since there are three of the races' heads on the right, there is a possibility that a computer race will be added on later in the series, and this is the way Boom is telling us that. Even though there is a possibility, I have no idea. We saw some other references to computers a while ago in the series as well, but to me it doesn't really make sense to have computer race when there is a TV race since they are just both monitors.
I mean, Elite does have a point, and they would have basically the same ability, but just a different effects. but I think they would be useful, like, a lot. But I really hope this is him telling us that there's a computer race out there. So,
But I do believe that there will be a new race later in the series one day. My assumption is that the secret agent
who knows, maybe in the next episode.
uses
I doubt it.
this computer to watch the tapes he gathers from cameraman heads.
I mean, imagine if we see a computer head right here, and then in the next episode, we just see, like, computer men show up out of nowhere.
Because we see a cameraman bring him a new yellow tape or drive, which I assume is Plunger Cameraman's recordings, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's first talk about what the secret agent said. In this moment, the secret agent says, "Well done, thanks to you, that scientist is cooked. However, a bigger threat is coming. That's why certain things have to remain secret. There is no evidence left except one thing. This battle you did not survive, Plungerman." And send him back after he says all this. But what did he mean when he said, "There is no evidence left, except one thing"? I think there is only one conclusion we can come to, and it's that Plunger Cameraman just knew way too much after their raid into the base. First of all, the secret agent mentioned a bigger threat while showing the Astro toilets, which we already knew that they'd be taking over, but I'm assuming that the Alliance has no idea about this other than the Titans seeing an Astro toilet killing the upgraded DJ toilet. But Plunger Cameraman saw some files about them in the bunker room last episode. Alongside this, he was the only one left that saw the secret agent poster on the wall that day. And he also saw him once again while entering the room where the secret agent was talking to the scientist toilet. Even though this conversation didn't sound very friendly, he saw what he saw, and he was the only agent left alive that knew anything about the secret agent and the Astro Toilets file. So we can clearly say that the secret agent wants to remain in the shadows while controlling the war from the sidelines. We still don't know his motives. Only thing we know is that he has his own goals and helps both sides depending on his own needs. One thing that was weird is that even though he had a head from each race, he didn't have any toilets in his room. Maybe that's a sign that he is closer to the toilet side, which only time will tell. After Plunger Cameraman comes back to reality, suddenly all his body starts malfunctioning and TV Woman hugs Cameraman Woman with a worried, sad face. I would have made a joke about wanting to get hugged too, but this moment was just too sad. And even in his last moments, Plunger Cameraman looks up to Titan Cameraman to give his last thumbs up to his other buddy before his camera goes offline. That really was one hell of an episode, and I'll talk about the stuff I might have missed tomorrow. Also, since tomorrow is the Valentine's Day, we are going to have a Valentine's Day event in my Roblox game, where you'll be to get limited Valentine's units like Valentine's, TV Woman Valentine's, Titan Cameraman Valentine's, G-Man Toilet, and a lot more.
Yeah, so this is the end of the video. Anyway, that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.